Hello Game Gumshoes fans, Chris here. I'd like to introduce to you another game. This one is called Majority Rules. And as the name implies, you will be trying to be part of the majority. Just a quick run through with their equipment. You have your rule sheet. It's fold in half. Pretty much the rules are summed up right here. The rest of the rule book is relatively unnecessary, but read it anyway. It's definitely well worth the read. It's funny. It's well put together. One of the main components is the name board. Now, I call it the dry erase board in the written review. You basically sit there and write names of 5 different characters. They can be real, fictional, live, dead, doesn't really matter. We've used Ronald Reagan. We've had Chicken Boo from the Animaniacs, the Incredible Hulk, Daffy Duck was used. Somebody even used Neighbor Jimmy. He was responsible for a lot of bad things. This game is 14 and up, and unlike some of my normal games where I say, well, it can be a little under, no. Unfortunately, after playing it a couple times, I realized how adult some of the questions are. They do mention sex and sexual situations. So if you're not comfortable with your children being in a room when you're playing a game that happens to reference sex in any way, shape, or form, definitely not the game to have them around. So you also have these. These are your voting dials. They have numbers 1 through 5 on them. And you secretly hide your vote here. I'll get back to that in a minute. They provide you this nifty little marker with an eraser on top, so you can fill in your dry erase answers and then erase them at the end of the game. The nice thing about this is they've started making a lot of markers in this size, so if this one dries out, sure, you won't have the nifty logo going on the side, but you know, take this part off, throw it away, and keep your cap and use it for further play in the future. Next thing to be concerned with are your scoring chips. And I don't know if you can see it, but inside here are the legs for the chart, because it stands up on the middle of the table, or wherever you want to place it on the table. Now with the scoring chips, you have red and blue ones. Blue ones are worth 1 point, red ones are worth 2 points. Everybody starts off with 10 points worth, which they recommend taking 2 red and 6 blue for every player. Now, it's a kind of a bidding game, so you're going to have a pot to ante into, and that pot is starting out with 10 points worth of chips for each player playing. So if you've got 5 players playing, each of them get 10 chips each, and then the pot gets 50 points worth of chips as well. We've played it everywhere from 4 players all the way up to 8 players today. Here's the hard part. These are the questions. Now, descriptions is a better way to look at it. They basically describe different attributes that the people that you put on the dry erase board will have, and basically everybody in your game will sit there and secretly bid on which person they think best fits the description. Now, at the same time they're doing this, they're also choosing how many chips, up to 3 points worth, are they willing to wager that they're going to have the answer that everybody answers. Can be interesting. I will warn you, if you're at a comic book shop playing this game and someone decides that they want to use Batman as one of the names on the thing, he's probably going to be your default answer for a lot of the questions, just because of the way it worked out. But so, just to give you an idea of the questions, or descriptions, in this particular card, it says, who's most likely to say no when asked the big question during their wedding ceremony? Now, as I said, some of these cards are pretty simple that anybody could read, and some of them actually have references to, you know, who's going to be doing naughty texts things like that. But you all vote on who you think is the best answer, and then you reveal your answer when everybody's done, and then whoever gets the majority of the votes, those people not only get their tokens back, but get point chips equal to what they bid. So if I bid 2 chips, got the right answer, that was the majority, then I would get 4 chips total coming back to me. We did play this with up to the 8 people that the game plays, and the chips do get kind of sparse. Also, if you're playing with a group of people that are very similar in mindset, you will run out of your chips very quick. Now the nice thing is with the chips, you basically play until they're all out. So whatever the pool was, once it's gone, it's gone. I do have a slight problem with like the final question, because say you've got 2 or 3 tokens in the center of the game, and on your last one, everybody gets the thing right, but only so many people can get, you know, their point chips for that. We also, at that point, we, you know, figured up who had the most tokens, and whoever had the most points worth, they won. We also did, you know, a question off between 2 people who tied at the end. And now, if you tie during the game, I don't care if it's 2 sets of teams have, you know, the same right answer at the same quantities. Like one of the games I was at today, we had 3 people that had the same answer, 3 people that had the other same, had a same answer between those 3, and then you had 2 other people who had like completely, totally not the same as anybody else's. So at that point, with the 2 majorities tying, we said, no, nobody gets chips. All the chips that were bid go into the pot. And then you just go on to the next round. It's a really fun game. We did get a little loud, but not so loud that we got moved around. But then again, we also moved ourselves before we got a chance to get moved around. So that's Majority Rules. It is by Fun Whiz Games. I think Foxmind carries it. If you can't find it in your stores, because it is very new, so much so that I haven't seen it anywhere, ask your local game and hobby shop to see if they can get a copy of it for you. But again, Majority Rules, Fun Whiz Games. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the video.